We need to find this place or we'll be late.
Make a left on Astrology Avenue. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant right. It should be right here at 444 Spirit Way. Oh, turn!
It looks like Renee. Yay, we're on time. The James and Kellee Show.
Great, let's start the show. Hey, Kelly.
Hi, how you doing, James? Oh boy, I
Try to survive the best I can. What can I say?
I know. We got hit hard with COVID, didn't we?
We got hard. I have long illness, COVID.
I know.
Yeah. So one day you'll be fine. Next day it's like, whoa.
Yeah, it's so
You're
true.
similar, yeah.
Oh, I'm totally similar. And who was it? I saw some actor got it too, and had the same problems with it. Yeah, at our age.
It's very strange.
Yeah. Oh, it's George Clooney. That's what I read about today.
George
That he had it, and he's having trouble with trying to get normal again with it too.
Yeah, normal.
Yeah. Normal's probably not. Yeah.
Well, I want to write my book, but my book is it's already old. I got to get on it. Oh my God.
There'll be more things to let go of.
Quickly. Our society's changing so fast.
Oh, it really is, isn't it?
The 3 presidents, isn't it, Kelly? The university presidents.
Oh, it was a big one. It's a big one.
Sometimes people are so woke they fall asleep. Oh,
yeah. Oh, this is such a time.
It's what a time. Here we go.
What a time. Yeah.
Hello, Ann Margaret. Yes.
Hi, Color Me Happy. Hi, Deborah.
Hi, Jack.
Hi, CJ. Hi, Laurel. Hi, Dee Dee. Hi, Allison. Hi, Sarah. Thanks, everybody, for joining us tonight.
Yes.
This is a special show that we're doing tonight. So we're really, honored that you're watching. And thanks, everybody, for going. We have a special graphic because James and I have something special going on right now.
We have a special party. And we have a special party. Here we go.
Here we go. Okay.
I can't remember it. Right. COVID. Go.
If you go check out our graphic on Facebook or Instagram, James and I are going to be doing a free readings for 30 people, an evening event for 30 people. All you have to do to get chosen is to like, share, and tag 3 people. And Carissa will find our winners, our 30 people for us. I think it's on January 5th, she'll pull the winners. And then James and I will find a date, January or February, to do this, right, James? Right.
Yeah, and they'll have some reference of your name on there too.
Yes.
So we get the most, the people that get the most subscribers for us. Yeah. You're gonna, as a thank you, and give you a reading. So it's a contest, really, to see how many people you can get to subscribe.
So we really appreciate it because we're trying to grow our community, and we really appreciate.
We got to get it out there, and we don't know what to do. So we think we got to help everyone. Ask you to help us.
Oh my God, that's so true.
So much.
It's true. So.
Thank you. Oh, Chris, very good. It's just beginning.
Oh yeah, it's just the beginning. Yeah. Here we go. So.
Happy end of the year, Kelly. It goes by so quickly, doesn't it?
It does go by quickly. And I was listening to your show today and on Soul Care.
And the video?
I loved it. I loved the video. It was great.
Yeah. It
was very relaxing. Mm-hmm. I loved it. You asked me to figure out what we had predicted in 2023.
Yeah, someone was asking that. So here we go.
I thought, let me just tell everybody what we predicted in 2023, and then we'll start with our 2024s. But yeah, 2023 was an interesting year this year. I mean, one of the things that I did say is I remember this very well, that the second half would be worse than the first half. You remember that one? Yeah. And this has been a rough second half. We also said, James, it was a 7-year. And so 7s represent the 7th house, which is the house of relationships and marriage. Ironically, I actually got married. Isn't that interesting? Interesting. We also said travel was going to be very difficult. We said there was going to be
We got it. We got travel, and it was extremely difficult.
Extremely. And we got COVID with it. And we also said that there would be an uptick in COVID.
There was. Less did I know, I'd be sitting in a wheelchair with COVID at 7 o'clock in the morning saying, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You and I got it together, thank God. Yeah. And then the whole ship did.
Yeah.
And then I went up to London, Europe, and got bombarded again.
Yeah, you did.
And then I'm right now feeling results a third time. I can't say it's COVID, but definitely these symptoms are still there.
Yeah.
Go from day to I was feeling great, and then yesterday I ended up in the emergency room again, and I was like, yep. So they just wanted to see if I had blood clots in my lung, which was interesting. And it was just scar tissue from coughing for 3 months. So
from COVID.
From COVID.
Yeah. No, that's really true. We had talked about hidden agendas with foreign countries. We had talked about anger and weapons and violence. We had talked about new forms of treatment. And I remember we thought about Ozempic.
Yep.
About it.
Actually tried it. Yeah.
Yep. And wars between countries.
Yep.
That was a big one that we had talked about. Yep. Protests. We talked hugely about protests. So I think we covered a lot of the things that that happened.
That have materialized. Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the things that I love to do this work with is I love to use Vedic astrology, that lens. So when I talk about something, it's in Vedic astrology. And with psychic ability, this is a great combination because I might say something and James will go, okay, blah, 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 off we go to the races.
And I'll tune in. Mm-hmm.
And you'll tune in. And
it's funny, I already tuned in at the start of the show. Kelly and I were talking to each other. And I'm saying different things. She goes, oh my God, save that for the show. That's exactly what I'm going to be talking about. Well, then we're getting a hit on it. She goes, don't forget that. So I wrote it down.
And you've been taking notes. I mean,
I've been taking notes and what I pick up. You bet.
I bet. So I think I'll just go ahead and start. What do you think, James?
Good.
Okay, so this is
in no time like the present.
We don't have any time.
Put your seatbelts on, everyone.
Put your seat. Seriously, strap in. This is setting up.
Write this stuff down.
Write this down. We're going to be talking about the year 2024. So this is
December the 11th, right?
Yeah, 2023.
2023.
So this is a dynamic year, everybody. I mean, a really large year, as they say in Texas. I want everybody to set their New Year's resolutions, okay? Because when you set your New Year's resolutions at the beginning of this year is extraordinary because it's Mercury and Jupiter are going direct. And that actually will make us feel like we can breathe again, okay? Now, it's still an intense year. 2024 is an intense year. But at least the beginning of the energy of this will be like, whoo, here we go. We'll gather up all this energy to take it inward and onward for 2024. So it's also 2024. Let's start. I'm going to give you some.
Let me go back to your New Year's resolution, Kelly. Okay. It's very important because I played that video today on my soul care and it was really, really important. And one of the things they talked about, which is really interesting, is when you make your intention, remember that you have to be in the present. You can't be in the past, the future. Right now is a time. And when you want to materialize things to happen in your life, you've got to send out a thought. You already have it happening in your life. Don't look for it. You already are that. So when you set your intentions, you already are that. You welcoming that aspect of yourself and keep it alive and keep as much emotion behind it. And that's how to have these 2024 resolutions.
That's great. Okay, super. And this is 2024 is an 8-year in numerology. Okay, so what does 8 represent? 8 represents infinity. Did you know, James, that 8 is the link between earth and heaven? Isn't that interesting?
That's the infinity sign.
Infinity sign. So 8 represents power. 8 also represents, in astrology, it represents Saturn. So Saturn means work. Saturn means karma. Saturn means...
Are you saying that?
Are you writing this down?
I'm writing other things.
Oh, good. It means transformation. So this is a year that is going to be transformative on many, many levels. Saturn rules government also, okay? And it rules karma and responsibility, hard work.
Before you go on, everybody, it's 8. When you said 8, the affinity signs, the word and mirrored flash of mirrors came up. Mirrors. Right? So mirrored yourself. So become aware that you are important and see yourself in mirroring heaven, earth, as above, so below, right? So when you make your, this is also year 8 year I got for going over your patterns. What patterns do you tend to repeat? How are you going to split the patterns? What are you going to do to change those patterns in 2024? This time, resolution time, is a time to look at those patterns, come up with a plan. What do you want to do? How do you want to change it? What are those patterns? How are you going to break patterns? How are you going to set boundaries? How are you going to live that heavenly life on earth? The mirrors.
And how are you going to use that power? Because that power is available to everybody.
Strong power.
Strong power. Yeah, that's great, James.
And one thing in the video it said too, the more you pay attention to something, the more you give it life. The more you negate something, the more it gets nebulous, the more you lose attention. Your attention's not going there, the more it goes away. So only things that you want to bring attention to do you think of.
Yes, yes. Okay. Oh, I love that. I love that. That's wonderful. Because again, 8 is also part of the 8th house, James. And the 8th house is what we call, right? Is what we call the house of transformation and the occult. Transformation and the occult. So
death and rebirth.
Death and rebirth. It also can bring people sudden money, like a windfall of money. It can, so it's this, there are some positive things about an 8. I mean, a lot of things, like for instance, energy to complete something, energy to get you through something. It's really
energy to bring heaven to earth. I mean, that awareness, that double 8, that mirrors.
Yes, yes.
Bring
it's
your
so
higher
important.
self closer. Bring your higher self closer. Yep.
Yes, yes. Boy, that's a great one to do. This is also in Chinese New Year, because I always like to look at that. This is the year of the wood dragon. Okay, the wood dragon. So in Chinese astrology, whenever there's whatever it is, there's always a different element, and this time it's wood. So the last time this happened was 1964. Let me just say what it means. The wood dragon means it's a fearless warrior. It's male energy, and it's driven, and it can bring good luck and prosperity. So it's a big deal, because this also goes with this 8, James. It's just pushing us along, And so really, if you are thinking of having a business, this is, I would say, a really good year to start that, or something that you have wanted to do with your life. This is a great energetic year to do that. Okay.
I'm also going to throw something in here, Kellee. If you have the opportunity, everybody, to be with young people, why don't you make a sense or a moment with them to make it a moment that you enhance their Christmas or Hanukkah, their holidays, and bring that special sense of love and appreciation, and in a way teach them about love and respect and a happy holidays, a tradition. Because a lot of kids nowadays don't know what that means, because there's a very different world we're living in. They don't understand human beings. They understand more devices. They're more programmed to that. They're not really programmed towards humans anymore, and they're really not, if we're fools to think they are. And I think we should start taking them back and give them a wonderful Christmas, open them up to the heart, to empathy, and bring them Christmas cookies. Do something where you can bring with young kids, maybe in your neighborhood, and bring them cookies and tell them Christmas stories and things like that, and spread love.
I think that's a great idea, because so many parents right now are just in a different world.
Well, we're reaching Kellee, talking to my eye doctor today, who's an interesting person to talk to about this. He has 3 kids. He said the problem is those parents are also from a generation of devices. So they don't know any better either. They don't know really the outside world. So what can they give their kids? They just don't know how to parent them correctly. So they give them things, bikes and money and this and that, and just spoil them because they don't know what to do with them.
So true. It's true. Oh my gosh. Well, let's talk about some of the signature items, I'm calling this, for 2024, because there are some big ticket items in 2024 that James and I are going to be making some predictions about. So I'm going to start with January is going to be kind of a roller coaster year of all kinds of things. But when we get to February, February is where there's the Pluto return in the United States in Vedic astrology. In Western astrology, it already started. But
I think Biden gets sick in January. I feel he might get sick, might be ill. There's illness around. Sorry to bring that cloud in there, but I just said cloud of illness there. I don't know if he's going to live or not. I don't know. Just say it could be ill.
Well, it's interesting that you're saying that, because the Pluto return, it hits 3 times this year, James. It starts in February, then it hits in July and December. So what it is this is in Capricorn, and Capricorn represents government, right? Yeah. So it's kind of what you're saying here, because it has to do with changes, political changes, economic changes, and social systems. Because the last time that there was Pluto was in 1776, when the United States was formed. So this is a huge thing. It will be the decline of the old ways.
Yes, I wrote down that too, and I said right now, new programs will be initiated come springtime. to help the poor and money. And there's going to be a big debate, I don't know, riots, whatever, about releasing funds for international causes like other countries and not keep them here at home. That's going to be a big one in February, January, February, March. It'll be a really big one. Okay,
wow.
just so you know that. There'll be a change of Supreme Court justices too.
Wow. Wow. Well, let me go into February just a little bit, James, because this hits on what you're saying right now. Around February 8th, 9th, 10th, around that period of time, we have a stellium of planets in Capricorn. A stellium means several. We have Sun, we have Moon, we have Mercury, we have Mars, and we have Pluto all together during that period of time that you're talking about. Okay. February brings huge changes. So I really want to acknowledge what you're saying with that. And I'm going to say this, there could be an attack on U.S. soil.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. That's exactly what I was saying.
That is it's really what you're saying.
Well, yeah, we get more into that a little bit later, but I have, I get new court judge. I have new laws are getting initiated. There are going to be some states that just want to get away from us. And there's going to be eventually, with the political situation, a new political system or a new party. And I'm calling it the Great Divide of the country, because the country's going to be divided. And I think there's going to be war between us in the country. I call it the Great Divide.
You didn't even read my notes yet.
No.
I don't mean to laugh about
and
that.
I also think that I fought for years with Norman Lear, God rest his soul, fighting people for the American way, bringing Christians out of politics, because there's no place religion and politics don't match. And I cannot believe no one's ever stopped them, because it's all money, and they don't stop religious ministers and evangelicals to get into politics. There's no place for it. So it's really interesting, because I think that pendulum is going to switch back the other way. And you've already seen abortion in Texas, that girl. Yeah. You can't. You're more interested in saving a baby fetus life, but not the human life. What does that make sense? Hello.
It makes no sense. That made no sense. But what you're talking about with that political divide actually comes when we get to this eclipse. And so let me just touch on that. So first we have this Pluto return. Now, when we get to April, and at the end of March, really, James, like towards the end of March and into April, we have this solar eclipse, and it's a full solar eclipse. Now, the last time we had a full solar eclipse was August 21st, 2017. And let me just remind you, James, of how my life changed and how your life changed. Eclipses bring change. And I had several deaths in my family, and we moved to Texas. We moved here to the farm, so it was a big change for me. And I know you went through a divorce. Big divorce, big changes, big changes. Mine too. Yeah, I mean, it was a big one, right? So this eclipse that goes across the United States, this is a big one, because again, eclipses bring great change. And when they go across the United States, and we are in the United States, and the United States has a lot of power all over the world. This is a big deal. So they call this one the Great North American Eclipse, and it goes through Texas, Oklahoma. Remember that. Put a pin in that. Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. And I agree with you, James. I believe that this will divide the country, particularly through where Texas is. And I think it will also affect a lot of the illegal aliens in that area, or the people that are coming into the country. I think that eclipse is going to be intense, because it's not just this eclipse, but 2 days later, we have a Mars-Saturn conjunction in Aquarius. Now, that is enormous, because Mars is stepping on the gas at full speed, and Saturn is stepping on the brake at full speed. This could, right after an eclipse, I think that April, we're going to see things that you just can't imagine. I do.
Well, I think that happened. I guess I kept on seeing the word, I saw guns everywhere. Guns. And there's going to be a great divide. And I think that there are going to be certain states that annexation happens. And I think there's going to be called the Great Divide. And I think they're going to start governing themselves in courts and so forth, and take about their own laws. I think that's what is going to happen.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I think we're going to be involved in international war as well, but it's going to, like you said, here in this land.
Yeah.
They're going to hit areas like New York, LA, San Francisco, Chicago.
Mm.
Yeah. And I think more and more shooters out there, and because everybody's so woke they're asleep.
Yeah.
Everybody wants us to be so right, but they're wrong. It's just like, stop, enough.
Enough.
Get back to basic love and humanity.
Well,
but yes, it doesn't seem well. I also, Kelly, get a feeling there's going to be another kind of disease that comes out.
Really? Tell me about that.
I don't know. I just got it. I was talking to you here.
Okay.
Some kind of another, a little more serious with the nose and the sinuses and the lungs. Some other virus or something. Just like I personally believe that this was created in a lab. I think we're going to find some other things that'll be exposed. I do think we're going to find not only this COVID was Chinese people around, but I think our government might have been behind it. I think a lot of governments are behind, but quiet. I think that's going to be exposed. A lot is going to be exposed. And I think, things are going to be open up. I think people are going to become very used to the way things work, and they're going to be opened up to the way things truly work and see it for the first time and be amazed how our government evolves with a lot of different things. And I think it's going to be, and AI isn't it worse. I think there'll be a lot more scams done, a lot more money be robbed from people. That's what I see.
Well, so let me tell you how much I agree with that. So the biggest event of the year, even though we have said all these things, but the biggest event of the year astrologically is the Uranus and Jupiter conjunction, because Uranus is a planet of surprise and shock, and Jupiter is huge. And so during this period, this is on April 20th, again in April. So some amazing things can happen during this period. It's not all doom and gloom with it, but it is very intense because it starts, the last time something like this happened at this degree was the beginning of World War II. So I have to say
I would
that.
say this is World War III without a doubt. My sister passed over in April and mentioned that there's going to be World War III coming.
Yeah,
that's what you got to get out of there. The world's going to full of fire.
Oh my gosh! And well, as we get further down towards the year, I would agree with that statement absolutely. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I say the good possibility Trump will get back into the White House too.
Yeah, there's a strong and I want to save that to the end, but yes.
I don't think it'll last, but there you go. Whatever way, I'm not saying how, when, or why, but I think it's a good possibility.
I put a pin in that one too. On the positive side, with this Uranus and Jupiter conjunction, it brings all kinds of discoveries out.
New technologies,
New technologies, because Uranus rules electricity and energy and inventions and lightning. So also, though, I have to go back to something that our nodes changed. That Rahu and Ketu changed. The nodes changed last month, and they'll stay there for another year and a half. But during this period of time, the last time the nodes were in Pisces and Virgo was 2005 and 2006. So here's what I'm going to say, everybody. I believe that we're going to have huge hurricanes, because this has happened with Katrina and Rita and Wilma. And also 2006 was one of the worst years for tornadoes, and it was an 8-year. So tornadoes, we just had a tornado yesterday.
Big one.
A big one, yeah. So also, all of this is what you were just saying. This Uranus and Jupiter will push AI, James. It will go fast, because the last time something like this happened in 2005 and 2006, we had YouTube, the beginning of YouTube, and the beginning of Twitter. And so now we're going to go fast with AI. And I think that is going to have huge repercussions. I do.
Yeah, they don't think about it. They just go forward with, like Jurassic Park. They just go ahead. Never knew it would be so big. Why do we need it? Why do we need it? I think it's going to be, like I said, technical discovery. I think travel will be a lot of technical discoveries and inventions of travel. I think air travel is going to be a little bit different. I don't know why I keep on sensing smaller companies taking care of them, smaller ways of changing things, of doing things. People aren't happy. I think there's going to be a different set of laws, rules for people that fly. I think they're going to initiate that. I see a lot around travel. They'll be restricted to a point, but they can't anymore, because people are going to rebel. So they're going to do things in a nicer way, a smaller way, a different way. That's what I say. I think it's April to May. You
think so? Okay, that's very, very interesting. Yeah. Wow.
AI has a big part in all of this, like you said.
It will.
They got to initiate the eye, look at the eyes, iris. I think they'll initiate those programs as well.
Wow.
Because that's going to do also, I think, the same program we use in Border Patrol.
Oh, wow. That's fascinating. Oh, boy. Okay. Also, I think that there's going to be major earthquakes, and I'm going to specifically say in California. Well, across the world, but specifically in California.
What year? What time of the year?
I'm talking about June, July, and August, particularly August. It's more heavy, concentrated on August.
Okay.
Particularly around August 20th, because that's the day that Taurus is heavily activated, and Taurus is an earth sign, as you know, and that particular day could be a big earthquake. So that would be, and this also June and July also. Those are 3 months of heavily aspected Taurus activity.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen before August. It's going to happen.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I always see spring. You know, my measurement of things, an intuitive level, is I see spring like daffodils, and I think it's in springtime onto the summer.
Wow. Okay.
And I feel some inflation don't expect, even like Alaska or Canada. There's going to be some really interesting things happening there because the poles are melting so quickly. It's changing the whole face of the Earth, and things are going to be differently shaped, and you're going to see it. And I hate to say that, but a lot of water. I see a lot of water.
Well, K2 in Pisces brings a lot of water, James, and so there'll probably be a lot of storms. Like somebody had asked me about the weather this year for 2024. I think it's going to be wild weather. A lot of storms coming.
You feel a fever on me, Mandy, or too late? I already have one. I already have COVID symptoms, so I have a fever. Yes, you're right.
Oh my gosh. But I agree, James, there's going to be a huge transition politically. This is going to be a really crazy time. Well, we can get into that, but first, before we even go, what?
I'm eating chocolate because I feel so
bad. You can eat chocolate? I think you should eat chocolate. Why not? Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's good. But we also have another eclipse, that solar eclipse that goes through the United States as well, at parts of the United States, and that's on October 2nd. So, and as you see, we're headed to the election in November, right? And I feel that this second eclipse is very intense because it conjuncts Saturn's USA chart, and this could bring a sudden shift in things. And that solar eclipse can bring losses. It can bring huge changes to the elections in the United States. And I think that that's where we're going to see huge divides with people. I think it starts in April, and then you're going to see people on all sides of this. And with that 8 energy, that powerful energy, I think we're going to see major divides as we get to the election. I think, you remember how it was in 2015 and 2016? Now, right at that period of time, and it was so intense. And I remember very well. And that's really what I feel is coming up towards that type of energy again, but even more so.
Yeah, I think that term, the Great Divide, is going to become a regular term that's used, because I think the country's going to be completely divided, and I think they're going to go after each other, like a civil war type thing.
Now, I also think that Trump's going to get in trouble when we get to March. I think his chart looked really bad for March.
He gets in?
So I think it's going to be between Trump. I had a dream a few nights ago that it was somebody new. And I said, what does that mean? What happened to Biden? I don't think Biden makes it at all. And I think that it could be between Gavin Newsom out of the blue, because it was somebody that came out of the blue in my dream, and Trump. And I will tell you that it could be Trump.
Yeah, but if he does get in, Kelly, which I feel he might, I don't feel he's going to stay there for a while. I feel he's going to get ousted out of there in some way. I don't know if someone goes after him. He just legally gets out. That's something he doesn't last in there.
Interesting. Okay.
Which is a really weird thing. And it'll be a first, because, everything is being first these past 2 years.
Right. What do you think with government, James, that's going to happen to like the school systems?
We're going to have to reform. There's going to be some reforms have to be made, I think. I really do. I think they're going to be a point where people just do not want money being spent outside the country.
Interesting.
I wish they would also reform the salaries of Congress and senators and take with a special interest group. If they took with a special interest group, we'd maybe have a fair chance. But unfortunately, they become so greedy and it promotes greed among these politicians. That's really what it does.
Yeah.
It promotes greed. Yeah. So we have to see where it's coming from. Follow the money, and you'll see it.
That's what they say. Follow the money.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I do think there'll be Supreme Court changes as well, and maybe one person, two. There's definitely some knockups around roundabouts in that Supreme Court. I don't know what that means. I just know there's going to be 2 new faces.
Wow. Okay.
It's a big deal in history.
It's a big deal in history, and I also think that we are headed into a big war, especially towards when we get a little further down the road here, maybe around election time. It could be before then, but I feel that we get in, and it could involve Iran and definitely Israel. And I don't see Israel. I see Israel getting, bigger and bigger. The conflict getting bigger and bigger.
Well, all the terrorists will come together and form one big terrorist connection. So I don't know what that's like. Yeah. They're going to have to be recognized. They're going to have to be recognized. They're going to try to form their own thing, but it's got to be really amazing.
I mean, I feel that it's a kind of year that all the stuff has to come to some massive change here. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, we get one thing this year does do is it brings people that you would never imagine into some form of spirituality that you would never imagine.
When I think of Kellee, talk about this. Well, we just talk about the mirrors and changing patterns. I'm also thinking it's a possibility that we'll change a whole new way of perception of the Palestinians and the Israelis. Might be some way we can change that way of being. Maybe. Even if it's been hundreds of thousands of years, there might be some way to honor that. Maybe that's why these things are breaking out to left and right.
Yeah, I mean, the old systems are changing.
No matter what side.
Yeah.
Who are we to say what's right or wrong? God, it just feels so archaic.
Right. I know.
And there's so much time in the oneness of it, everything, and we all know everything. But boy, it's hard. This human world is really a hard place to have these experiences because people come from a different reason. That's greed, and that's not the human, not the love part.
Well, they come here and it's duality, and they forget that they're really, souls, deep souls, trying to have an experience. Yeah. So it makes it a little tough. Yeah. And this is not an easy year. So put your seatbelts on, everybody.
And a lot more people that will be, I call them automatrons. A lot more of those automatrons coming into fray because they're growing up now. I had a lovely 19-year-old girl this morning at my eye doctor's, and I don't know if she said showed 2 different emotions. I'd be blown away, but she was very monochromatic the whole time. I said, "What's your name?" She goes, "Chelsea." I said, "Oh, Chelsea, like Chelsea Handler. You know who that is?" She goes, "No." I said, "Of course not." But everything was monotone. And then I'm speaking to her in a nice way, and I'm realizing she doesn't understand what I'm saying because it's a foreign language. It's a foreign language. My reflections, my inflections, my ways, my jokes. I've been around many audiences around the world, and they get it. No matter good jokes, bad jokes, but they get there's a connection. No connection.
Oh my gosh. Okay, James, we have a good question. This is from Trisha Ford. She says, children are similar energy to animals, right? She says, what are your thoughts on animals and animal-related issues in 2024?
I don't see children and animals together the same at all. I really don't. I wish I could, but I don't know.
I don't either.
I think I have a lot more sense of empathy than children do.
Could be. What do you think about animal-related issues, though, for 2024? Do you think there'll be?
Oh, I think I personally think that it's a little bit more with I don't know. I feel like toxins are going to be a big deal for them. Food toxins in their food. They find some food toxins, recalls. I don't feel anything else, but I don't feel like respiratory stuff like it's going on now. I don't get that, but I do get that the chemicals of the land. There'll be an interesting insight into that this coming year. About the connection between toxicity and dog food or cat food.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is processing plants too.
Yes.
So I think they're going to find this year a lot of processing, not only animal foods, but processing plants are going to come under the light. They really are. People are going to find what's going on there. There's so much hidden stuff behind these businesses that nobody knows about. No, everyday American knows about. And I think that's going to be uncovered. A lot of it's going to be uncovered. As you mentioned before, maybe last year, those stuff that was deep and hidden is going to come to the light. Now's the time.
Oh, yeah. I think so. So, yeah. Julie Musterman said, I saw in the news that Texas is moving forward on a vote to secede from the U.S.
Yeah,
You guys are right on. Oh, God.
It'll happen. And also, as Gina mentioned, there's going to be a lot more scams, a lot more scams. We just saw that with gift cards now. Be very careful with gift cards. Did you believe this?
Oh,
Gift
my
cards.
God.
There's got to be a lot more. My accountant said, listen, you can't ask people to send money because there's scammers out there. So you can't even do money anymore. They'll get into your banks. They're going to hacking. So however you can do it to, I wouldn't trust anybody. I'm sorry. I just don't trust people. Yeah. I'm sorry to say, especially in the data world.
Dolores Panzetti says, very unsettling news for updates. Very sad if, in fact, the truth unfolds. She said, world peace and new world of the golden age is long overdue in spirit. It is, and we will get there, Dolores. We'll get there. Oh, absolutely, we'll get there. So what are the positive events, Debbie Erickson? I will tell you, the positive events are great energy to start a business, great energy to get really involved spiritually. It's a great energy for going inward and letting go of, as you said, James, letting go of everything that has held you back and moving forward. This is a high energy year. And really, if you go in and have peace within you, it radiates out.
And don't let others push you and tell you what to do. Do it your own self. This is a time for reinforcement of your own power. And
yes.
Don't just exist, but live life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I know this sounds like a lot of intense stuff, and it is. But,
Yeah, a lot more banning is going to happen. A lot more of that stuff. It's so World War II. It's like, wow.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Larry Klimas. Hi, Larry. He says, I hate to ask the 2024 elephant in the room question, but do you think we will continue not to be a democracy, or will we become authoritarian rule in November of 2024?
I don't know. I just have this new new system that I feel a political system invited here. I don't know if the person that's the whitest will be on that, but there's a new political system of some kind. Kelly?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go completely authoritarian. I think that there's enough people that will prevent that. I mean, honestly, I think it makes everybody have to step into the fray on some level here.
And not just exist. It really
not just exist. Changes. Yeah. Yeah.
Make changes.
Yeah. I mean, that's what this year is going to be about, I mean, we have got to make a lot of changes here.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. Good Clifford. God bless you. Good luck, Texas.
Kim Ann Snodgrass talks about facial recognition is already being used.
Oh, yeah. I've had it on me already.
Have you? Have you already had that experience?
I look like Cannon. Remember Cannon? William Conrad from Cannon?
Of course.
That's right. That 5 times bigger. Thanks. Just what I wanted.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's fascinating.
Not having it.
And Margaret says she's so stressed she's eating chocolate too.
It's a rough time. I mean, take it in moderation. Everything in moderation.
Yeah.
Slow down. Don't get caught. I just came back feeling great, and all of a sudden went down again. But as someone, I feel great. It was wonderful. Feeling great, get everything done, organizing everything one step at a time, and it gets done. But don't rush through stuff.
Right. Mystical magic with Joni. We just cannot feed into the fear. Be the light. Right on. Absolutely. And the other thing is really there's something about this year that will expand us on so many levels. You have to think like that. You'll be expanded in ways you couldn't imagine. And also has a lot to do with creativity and going out and doing a lot spiritually for yourself and for others. Has a lot to do with that, James.
I also think there's going to be some more interest in alien outside of our world here, the UFOs, people call them UFOs, but the life forms that exist all around us, not just we call them aliens, but they're beings that are so evolved. They'll call them evolved beings. And then when there are more interactions with the evolved beings, I feel that's going to happen this coming year. Mm-hmm.
You think it's this year?
I think they're going to be more evolved. Renee was saying 2026 is a big year.
Well, and the reason Renee and I were talking about that, James, is because in 2017, that was a 1 year. Okay. It was a 1 year. Now, then we had a 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. Now we're at an 8 year. And so there are 9 years in a segment, right? And so 2026 would be a 1 year starting over again. And that's when I think that would happen, where we will have aliens. I do. But we'll see. We'll see. Evelyn Goose says Harris, maybe. So Kamala Harris, what I see happening is if she does get in, because something happens to Biden, it will be a very short period of time. She has the chart actually to become president, and it would just be a limited amount of time there. I don't think she would get elected.
And to lose any suggestions for us in Texas, I can't say. What would you say, Kelly? You have grandchildren there.
I do, and I want them to be nice and safe. So, I mean, there have been some great things about Texas that I have really enjoyed, and some things that I think are off the wall. You know,
I would say move.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good question. Shauna Clark says term limits, so they can't stay forever and become so correct.
That might be part of that political change, that system, that they change that system. I wish I could be more specific, but it's definitely big political system changes. So I think that might be it.
Here's the other thing. I think that if Trump does get in, I do think that he has Nikki Haley in.
Who's Nikki Haley?
She's a gal. I think she's from, I can't remember where she's from, but Nikki Haley, female. I think he brings her in.
Okay.
And Robin Kane Kirby says the Koch brothers are backing her. That I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, they're awful.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Any living physical demons, there would be it. They're bad people. You know what? We see them as bad, but it's all they know. That's all they know.
I don't know.
It's all they know. It's a sad situation that they don't realize they. You know,
so Lori Hovde is asking about real estate. James, what do you think on real estate?
Oh wow! Well, real estate, interesting, because I'm in the middle of it right now. I think it's going to be cold until spring. Again, spring. I asked about my own house. I said no, because interest rates are high. I think until spring or summer, it's going to get a little better.
I think the economy is going to go up and down and up and down, just like a little bit of a roller coaster here. Ultimately,
time though, Kelly, it'll be time to sell a house.
Yeah.
Or buy a house. I think it'd be better. Terms would be better.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think more jobs too. I really do.
Yeah. Laura Isaac says, I was told by Spirit there'd be lots of turbulence in 24. That's the good word, Laura, for it is turbulence. Hi, Renee Hansel. Will we have any new healing modalities? Yes. Or more natural holistic practices embraced? Yes, we will. Totally. Because of that, Jupiter, Uranus will have amazing energy healing things. And that's what it's great for. So anybody who's doing this for work, oh my gosh. In fact, James, you have a lot of classes right now, don't you?
Right now, I do have a lot of classes. Right now, the 12 days of spirit, which is one day, I have a course for the day, and you can buy it 40% off. And it's for yourself and also for gifting it to other people. But it's 12 days of spirit, and each day is a different course, and it's pretty cool. So I have a bunch of them here. It's a day in the heaven world, fulfilling your new career, predicting your year ahead, journey through chakras, portal to the other side, tools of self-discovery, one more day with a loved one, a road map to my future, hotline to my spirit guides. So they're all one day, courses. And psychic portals. I went a little overboard. I did 45 videos for that. So that's in there.
Wow.
That's 40% off. It's not that expensive. So
wow.
Yeah, go to the JP School of Mystical Arts. There it is right there. And if you want to buy for yourself or someone for Christmas to open them up with the light.
It would be such a good thing to do right now, because with Mercury retrograde, you go buy it now. And then if you don't start it now, start it January again, we can breathe again. And yes, there would be a lot of turbulence this year coming up. But still, if you're studying for something and you're working on yourself, it's really great. Don't you think?
Yeah. Funny. That's why I did it. I thought it'd be a perfect time for this. And it's really in all these different courses.
Yeah.
I want something for Christmas here, what to use. So
yeah, I think it's great that you're doing that.
Great gift, people, I think.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh,
Kelly, we're going to do that. I want to repeat again for those who just came in later that Kelly and I are going to give a free readings out to an evening, 30 people who help others to like our show. If you go on Renee 3 times there, subscribe. If you send a minimum of 3 people over there, we get we get a list of that. And the people that the people that get the most people to subscribe are open to a night of readings with Kelly and myself. And it's with 30 people, and it'll be a night of readings. So, and we have a list of how many people you go in and bring in, because it shows us.
Carissa's going to figure that one out.
Figure a lot of it.
She's good to that. So this is a great question from Kate Y. She says, hi, Kelly and James. What are your predictions on a lot more people passing away in 2024?
Oh, wow. Well,
great question.
Personally, I think a lot more that we know of will. I think publicly we know of. A lot of people are going to be passing a lot. I think it'll be a lot more drug overdoses. I really think a lot more accidental drug overdoses. I think a lot more fentanyl. Unfortunately, I hate that because that's the number one reason right now that I'm finding. But I think there's going to be that. I don't know. I feel like there's going to be some brought down to some heavy, well-known, I'm thinking political here, people with drugs that are bringing them down because they create things or make things happen.
Well, Neptune's in Pisces, so I want to validate that, James. Yes.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, and that's a big deal here.
Yeah.
Gretchen
people
Knowles.
You least suspect, by the way, people you least suspect.
God, is that the truth? Isn't that always amazing when that shadow comes out? And you're like, what? It was what? It was who? Who did it? Gretchen Knowles says, will there be election fraud and will immigration play a role? I'm going to say yes and yes. I think that this year is going to be.
There'll be some, but
I don't even think that we're going to know the answer to who's president until maybe January or February. I mean, really, I think it's that insane.
It's a maiden issue.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yes, Lena, we'll help you with your download you've been getting. Yes, but be patient, please.
Oh, Gina Marie asked a good question. Power grids and blackouts.
Yes. A lot more of them.
Well, especially James with that Uranus, which rules electricity.
It's going to be hacked a lot. It's bad. Vaccines are killing a lot of people. I agree. Yeah. I know. I'm dying slowly every day. Trump will be a nominee, yes.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
But also new ways of healing yourself, new ways of involvement.
Thank you, Joni. I appreciate that.
Therapies and so forth. New therapies, new ways of healing yourself and seeking healing.
Definitely be new therapies, James. Oh, and I will say something good that will happen too. I just remembered this, that mental illness will really be an issue that will be addressed and starting to get a lot of healing for it. There'll be new modalities for mental illness. And I think that is huge right now. Huge. Yeah.
Pearl's here. Hi, Pearl. She's visiting.
I thought she's visiting?
She's visiting you from Rose's house.
Oh, well, that's sweet.
Okay. My friend took Pearl for the night because I was not feeling great. And she just came and sat down next to me.
Oh, I think that's so sweet. Kyle Hodges says, I want to start a low-fat holistic dog treat business. I'll buy them, Kyle. I think that's a great idea. Okay, Gina Marie, is the number 8 related to health too? It might be a good year to shed some pounds and gain strength. 100%, Gina Marie. Absolutely. This is a great year to take because it's all Saturn based. Saturn is work, health, karma. It's a great year and it will give you the energy, it'll provide the energy for you to really take on that, set that New Year's resolution and really activate that day.
Yeah. Mentioning here about the China Sea, I do think there'll be more activity in South China Sea, without a doubt, a lot more activity. So that'll be that'll be heat there.
So Sue Clefford says, I'm a wood dragon birth year and I live in Texas and a maternal mental health therapist. Buckle up. Yeah, Sue, I would say buckle up. But for you, a wood dragon, if you were born in 1964, that makes you a wood dragon. It's a very special year for you. It will really bring you to power. It will set your energy up for power. So that's great. That's good, Sue. You'll head into your male energy there.
Betty wants to see Liz Cheney as president. I agree. I like Liz Cheney a lot.
I do too.
I really do. I'd vote for Liz Cheney a second.
I would too.
I wish she was done.
Will we see any shocking, unexpected celebrity deaths?
Oh yeah, sure. Overdoses, suicide.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, James.
Yeah, it's hard to be a celebrity.
Yeah.
No.
It's true. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
But I watch on TV. I'm watching on TV, and it's an interesting life because you're thrown into this world where people look at you as this object and this thing, and it's not who you are at all. I was just up for a television show, and it wasn't a medium show; it was a producing gig, and they just saw me as the medium, and I was like, "Oh, I know, I do more than that." And I produce great shows, producers, and they didn't see it, so it was like hard to deal with them.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh my gosh!
I just read about Norman Lear passing. He was great. I did reading for him many, many years ago.
You did?
Yeah, and I worked for him when we fought about people with religious right before the Christians and getting into politics. And I never wanted to be around when that day would happen, but it's here. But it's, mixing politics and religion. It doesn't work. And no one is upholding that. It pisses me off.
I know. Because remember this, James, this 8 will bring people in with strength.
Good.
That's a positive, okay? Gina Marie says, what do you see for Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce?
I
think they get married.
I see a baby.
There you go. And I see him getting married.
I like her a lot. And I don't
do
know.
too.
I saw a documentary and I really had Sagittarius and I have a real good feeling with her. I think she's honest and true. I think she doesn't give a shit what people think about her.
Right.
I love that about her. And I think
she's fearless smart. Like you, James.
Fearless, smart girl.
And comes from her heart.
She's a caring, loving girl. She really is. And smarter than people give her credit for.
Yeah. Oh, totally. I think she's brilliant, actually. Okay, so Celtic Seer, will Andrew Cuomo run for mayor of New York City? I can't imagine.
Let me just read the breakdown in currency. That's a good one. I think we're going to get more and more towards no more currency and using credit cards. That's what I think. I think that'll be a big one in 2024.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So Lisa Kelly's asking, what part of California are the earthquakes? I think Southern California, but
yeah. I think I just get it from the north all the way down. So I'm not going to. I think Alaska might be affected. Oregon's going to be affected. And I think the waters up there are already getting affected, but I think more of that. Is it Calwith Falls? Is that Washington? Calwith Falls?
Is that?
No. Oh. When will I sell my house, Gene? I don't know. After I sell mine? I don't know.
Okay. How much will spirit help us with these times coming in 2024? Great question.
Kelly?
I think this is the greatest year and greatest time that we have had to be on this earth at this particular time, to go inward. And as James said earlier, bring in the higher self, bring more of yourself in and become more you. This is a great time for that. And literally, spirit is always around helping us. It's us that stop it.
Exactly. So see yourself in the inside out. And they are with us. They walk with us. We're not doing this alone, and helping us with evolution for sure. So realize that, and it's a good time. It's a good time. Change is always an opportunity to grow. So remember that. No fear to be. No, you don't need fear to have it. It's going to be what's going to be, and that's all it's going to be. But just be prepared for it and prepared for what you're going to do with it.
So Beth Glonsky says, anything about cryptocurrency?
Yeah, I just think that I don't know crypto. I just know that currency might change and make it more credit cards or a certain card for. I think it might be more electronic than it is paper.
I don't think, and I never did think that crypto would take off all that much. But
I'm not saying crypto. I'm saying another means of currency, like credit cards or a certain card, like a white card with the red stripe. Isn't that weird? No.
Pammy Greening says, I'm feeling super optimistic next year despite the gloom. Great. You should be.
There's gloom every year, so don't worry.
Yeah, please. Okay. I think this is a good thing. Okay. Let's see. Susie Everett, will gun laws change to benefit the end of mass shootings? An amendment update.
I really wish it would.
I wish it would, Susie. I don't see that happening. I wish. Yeah.
I don't see it happening. No.
Oh my gosh. So Monica Pont says, I dreamt of the fall of the government and saw big planes coming this way.
I've seen big planes before as well. I also heard, I don't know, Kelly, I told you this a while back, when the big commercial planes start falling from the sky, bad.
Yeah. Is that Nostradamus?
No, me.
It was you. Oh my gosh.
When commercial planes start falling from the sky, it means the beginning of bad time.
Wow.
That was said last year for, I think, coming in the future.
Wow.
And I was like looking for, or listening to. Wow. But that's what they said to me. When you begin to witness commercial airlines falling from the sky, you're in trouble.
Oh boy. Wow. Kim Ann says, are either of you familiar with healing with an amethyst mat? I have one. I actually bought one.
I have them. I have one.
Yeah, I have one, but I haven't used it yet. Have you used it?
I haven't used it. I've used it twice. That's 3 times I've used it. Yeah. And I have other music modalities going on at the same time.
Yeah. Okay, James, Trisha wants to know, when will you offer Mediumship 3 again?
Maybe next year, middle of next year. We're waiting to see, working things out. Everything's very systematic now, and we're waiting to see how the sale goes right now, and what our obligations are for mediumship 2, because we have super mediumship 2, so that's 20 extra calls that I have to do. So we're looking at the super mediumship 2, and at the end of that is a connection, a physical connection. Everyone can be together. So we're looking at that right now too. So I can only space myself so long. So, and in April, I'm leaving for Prague. I'm going to my old home, my family's home.
You are in April?
In April. Going down the Danube,
that's
Danube to Prague, and looking at my family's history, and taking a month off for vacation.
You are in April. Well, it's a good month to take off. It's a good month to take off. I don't care anymore.
That's that.
So Crystal Burgess says, how will we contact you regarding the reading? Carissa, our assistant, will. She will find you, and she'll make sure everybody who wins.
3 people. If the one who gets the most people wins.
There you go.
So it's 30 of you.
Right.
Really a lot of people. Just saying.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Well, thank you, Kelly. I think it's
welcome. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, James.
And spreading the word, we really, really appreciate it.
So appreciate it.
Being here over the year. Yeah. You've really helped us with creating this community, and it's so great to always have your support. And here's the 12 days of Christmas right there, and we look forward to working with you in the future. And thank you, Kelly.
Oh, James, thank you. And next week, we're going to do some highlights of our show.
Yeah, it's going to be the best shows this past year, and share it with everybody.
Yeah. So take care, everybody. And join me Thursday on Ask Me Anything. I'll be covering more astrology.
I might come and say, hi, Kelly. Can I ask you?
Please do. Yes, you can. Okay. I pick you.
Thank you. I have a book I need the name of. Can you help me?
Yes, I'll find a book. I'll find a name for you. You find one for me. Oh, my gosh. Well, take care, everybody. Good night.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Both Sides Now and Beyond, featuring spiritual medium and master teacher James Van Praagh and spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
That was great. Maybe we changed some lives.
And maybe opened up some minds.
Which way do I turn?
Right. I mean left.